So I'm going to start over. Welcome to Tea Time and a Card, my weekly class that I hold on my Stamp and Ink Designs Facebook group. If you guys are watching this on YouTube and you're on Facebook, make sure you come find the group because I hold creative challenges every month. We have a one card swap. We do a lot of activities as a group. So tonight I only have one announcement, you guys, so I can get down and get it done. This is my free card kit for the month of November. So for anyone that places an order during the month of November, you'll get all the parts and pieces for this card. Isn't that a cute little thermos? I should show you this stamp set. Let me dig it out. It's called the Warmest Heart. And you can decorate the front of the thermos like with any of these images. And then there's all kinds of different die cuts you can use too. It's a really cute set. I love this little label. You can even do a little frame for the label. I've got extra pieces here. But this is the card. If you place an order any size through my online store, I'll send you all the layers so you can create your own card. So tonight I'm going to be doing a technique using the Autumn Leaves bundle, the stamp set, along with the dies. There's a lot of dies. I have 2 magnet sheets on there. I'm actually using the large leaf, the one with the 2 leaves, and then the label shape. I've already gone ahead and cut those. Copper clay, fresh freesia, and very vanilla. Let me get the other layers I'm using. Just want to make sure I can see you guys. Yes, you're all there. This is my card base, Old Olive, 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. So I'm going to fold that on the score line. And then Very Vanilla, 5.5 by 4 1/4. Copper Clay, 5.5 by 4 1/4. This is actually going to be layer number 2. Wait a minute, I said that wrong. 5 1/4 by 4. And this is going to be my stamping layer. I've gone ahead and created a double bow with this pretty sparkly ribbon. This is the metallic woven ribbon, and that is in Parakeet Party. You can see how sparkly it is. I'm also going to be using the clear Wink of Stella clear glitter brush. I just paused there for a minute because I saw my iPad froze up on me. Adhesive back speckled dots. I've showed these quite a few times. I've used them quite a bit. They have little gold speckles on them. Very shiny. And the technique I'm doing tonight is the reverse stamping, and I'm going to show you how to create a background using the technique. I'm creating my own designer paper. This is actually a card that was shown to us. I can't remember if it was an artisan designer or somebody from Stampin' Up! Anyway. You see 3 panels here. And then you can see the clear Wink of Stella on my fresh freesia leaves. It's so pretty and sparkly. So I'm going to show you how to do that. Let me move all of this aside. I'm actually going to glue the copper clay to the card base, so that'll be all ready. So we got our 2 layers. And now I'm going to stamp, and I'm going to bring in my pad of paper. You can see what I've been playing with. I'm going to cover it up so it's not distracting. Okay, I'm using a lot of stamps for this card. Let me bring it in too so you guys can see what I'm doing. I'm going to move my M&Ms, but they're not going to go very far. They're always near me. Now, I got the big leaf. I've got this one. This is the sentiment which says, autumn teaches us that change can be beautiful. The double leaf. And these are the ones with the veins, the 2 veins. Now, why did I call it reverse stamping? Because this stamp right here, this leaf stamp, you can see it has a lot of details on it. This is the side you normally would stamp on, but I'm going to actually turn it upside down. And you can see here where I used it, the lighter Old Olive. I stamped that first as a background image. And speaking of Old Olive, these are my colors, Old Olive, Copper Clay, and Fresh Freesia. I'm going to start out with Old Olive. And I'm going to mostly fill in with a lot of this leaf. So again, this is the wrong side of the stamp. That's why it's called reverse stamping. I'm going to stamp on my scrap. And I'm just going to fill in the background. So you can see this is just a non-detailed stamp. It's really neat. You can do this with a lot of our stamps. I'm going to add a little bit just right here in the corner. I like to fill in as much as I can. Let's see, I'm going to go this way. Right now it looks like a big blob, but once we get the detail in there, it really changes things. Okay, there's my blobby blobby background. I'm going to bring in my chamois so I can clean that off before I flip it over. I'm going to rub it on my pants just so it's not slippery. So now I'm going to turn it to the right side. Now, even though this does not match up the shape, it still gives it a great outline. We're going to go full force with the ink on this one. So look how that looks layered. You know what? I need my paper back because I am going to go over. So I'm just going to go over all of these big blobs of ink and see how it changes. It no longer looks like a big blob. So all you need to do is look at your stamps. Like I could have actually done it with this one too. I could have flipped this one over. But I chose not to on that one because I'm only doing one layer with that color. So this is Fresh Freesia. I'm going to put this aside because we need that for the sentiment. And all I did was just add some color in some of those blank spots. Okay, that's all I'm going to do with that color. Then I'm going to bring in this, no, the little one, the little vein, for the leaf vein with copper clay. And again, I'm going to look for some blank spots. I'm also going to overlap on some of the stamped leaves. I'm just filling this in. And then I'm going to cut into this. Okay, let me see. I'm going to add something right here. Okay, there is my background layer. How quick was that? Now, because I'm using clear stamps, that's why I went ahead and cut these ahead of time because I can actually see through. I'm going to add the veins. So here's the big leaf. Then we're going to do this one. So Fresh Freesia ink on Fresh Freesia cardstock, copper clay on copper clay cardstock. And then we need the sentiment. Let me move these. And then I'll show you how to cut that into 3 panels like you see on my card. And there's my sentiment. So now this is going to be glued on, and then we're going to add the speckled dot, but I'm going to go ahead and color with the clear Wink of Stella. Now you've seen me use this before. I usually do 2 or 3 coats of this, depending on how juicy. Now I need to squeeze it because I can see that it's starting to not spread as well. So 2 coats will be plenty on this one. I'm going to see if I can get that to shimmer and shine for you. It's just so pretty. Okay, so there's those layers. I'm going to get this ready. I'm going to grab my paper trimmer. And then I'm going to start cutting. Now when I cut, as I cut, I'm going to lay them in order because you want the designs to match or be continuous. The first one is 1 7/8. For those of you that don't like fractions, see those two little lines before the 2? That's where 1 7/8 is. So there's my first panel. Next one is 1 1/2. And then the last one is 1 1/4. And then you could actually use this, I didn't think, but I could have used this on the inside to decorate one of the edges. I didn't do that on this card. Okay, so again, you want to keep these in the right order because when you put them together, you see how they're continuous. So you're just going to spread them out a little bit. Now I'm going to start out with dimensionals. I wanted to use my leaves maybe this one last time. Now that Halloween is over, of course, we still have fall going on, but people usually jump right into their Christmas cards. Oops, wait a minute. I forgot I needed to cut this as well. This should be 3 3/4. So I need to cut the bottom. I made it larger in case you mess up and you want to get rid of something on an edge. That's why I always go a little bit bigger on my piece. Okay, let's make sure these all go the right way again, which they do. So all your pieces should be 3 3/4 inches long, not the 4 1/4 that I started with. Now this does use up a lot of dimensionals. You want to make sure nothing's going to cave in the middle. Okay, here's number 2. And then here's the last one. So let's see, 6 times 3. I used 18 dimensionals, you guys. And I'm not done. I still got some on the sentiment too. The worst part is just ripping all the backings off. Okay, here's my last one. Now we're going to glue some of the leaves in place. I'm going to glue the big one first. Copper clay. Whoops, hold on. I went overboard. Okay, we're going to add this kind of kitty corner. And then this one is going to go to the left of that. And for those of you on Facebook, I will draw a name tomorrow morning for one of these cards, like I always do. Okay, so what did I say? 18, 19, 22 dimensionals. Isn't that awful? Okay, there's that. Now, let's see. We need glue dots. And I'm going to glue that right on the corner. There's my double bow. I'm just going to trim the ribbon just a little bit. And the last step is to add the bling. Now let's see, I did the tan colored ones. I think what I'll do this time, I'll do the pink ones. Okay, there's my card. Let me bring it close up so you guys can see the sparkle again. I hope you like this technique and I hope you'll give it a try. Just check out your stamps. There are some beautiful stamps that you can just flip over to use on the reverse technique to do an additional layer. Just remember to stamp off so the ink is lighter. So thanks for joining me. I will see you next week. And I'm looking at it right now. I wish I could show you, but I have a really adorable card fold for you using a critter next week. Have a good week, everyone, and I'll see you on Wednesday next week. Good night.